Hi there, it's Shell, and I am just kind of showing you a little bit of my craft room, mainly because I don't have it cleaned up. But see this little box here? That is actually an old dresser drawer, and that's where I am storing my ephemera is in that box. But I kind of wanted to show you guys that it kind of goes perfectly in these little 12 by 12 cubes, and I just kind of wanted to show you, I just kind of put it in there. It's high enough so the cats can't get in there, and it's simple enough to just pull out and take it to where I do my crafting. So I wanted to show you that, and then I'm going to pull that out and I will show you how I organize. So what little I do. I will be right back. Okay, so I pulled everything out of my drawer, and again, this is just an old wooden drawer, and I painted it yellow. I'm not sure if I like that, but right now that's what it is. So I kind of like to put my big pieces in one area, so I'm just going to kind of show you what I have in here. These are some pretty sure these are Patricia Viramontes tags. And then I did some decoupaging and some color bursts on some of these. So I like to have those over there. This is a faux front envelope from Gayle, inspired by Gayle Agostinelli. I love her to death. And I made a few of those, and I had so much fun with them. So those are stuck in here as well. And then a couple more of the faux front envelopes, and they're pretty much ready to go. So this is pretty much where I like to put my ephemera that's, maybe has a little bit more to go, but for the most part is done. So I have those, and then I'm gonna just show you. Here's my collaged corner pockets. So some of those still need some work, but some of them are done. And I'm just going to put them in here also. Now when I put this in my little storage slot in the 12 by 12, I know I'll have a little bit extra room, so that doesn't bother me, and if it comes up over the drawer. So I have these little guys, which most of you know I did a video on. So I have those, they're pockets. And I don't know that I really, what I do is just try to make them all fit in here. See what we can do. And then I have these little guys that could be journaling cards or pockets. And kind of stick them right there. So anything that's bigger kind of sticks up. Anything that's littler is going to be corralled in these little baskets. Here's my envelopes with the pockets, the open areas. So I still have some room there. And these are my fold over pockets where there's two holes in there. I put that in there. Let's see. There's two more of those. Put that in there. But pretty much what I do is when I finish like a handful of paper clips, I just kind of run into the bedroom and I pretty much just toss them in here, and then I organize it as I'm making a journal, or when I feel like it really needs to be organized. Kind of pulling the rest of these. I do try pretty much to put like items together. That way I think they're just easier to find and easier to not put the same item in every compartment or in every book. So I'll put those there. These are some Patricia pockets that have not been decorated, but it's only going to take a minute to decorate them, so those are in here. And then these are my, I'll show you one that's decorated. These are another hidden journaling spot. So it pulls out, and then here's a little journaling spot in there. And I do have a video on this as well. This was a Halloween one that I didn't use, but I have that for next year. And then here is, or for this year, here is a collage. So, and that's in that one. And I just kind of make everything fit. This is a Patricia, it's kind of like a matchbook, but it's a paper clip. So that's kind of Halloweeny as well. Here's some things like this I put in a totally different spot that are totally not decorated and haven't really done anything to. That way, if I am just in the mood to decorate, look at that one there. Then I can pull those out. And then here's my little key shakers, my little button shakers. So I'm just going to kind of gather all of those up. Can't remember how many I did, but if I come across another one. And then I'll put them in here and just kind of have them corralled. Because if I don't, then it really becomes a mess and it's hard to find stuff, and you know, you just kind of want to do that. Get them kind of corralled, and we'll see what kind of room we have left when we're done. But here's the paper clips, the little collage paper clips on tickets that I did. So I'm just gonna pop them in there. Let's see. Oh, here's another one of these little guys. But then when I'm going through it, I can, you know, think, oh, this one's totally different than this. And I do like to put different ones in my journals. So I do kind of like to go through each pile when I'm going through here. So I might pull a faux front envelope. I might pull a collaged corner pocket. Might, you know, pull a couple of these items over here. You know, you just never know, but if they're all together, it's just so much easier. Here's some little collage pieces that we did a video on. Now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, man, I have a lot of lot of things I should be using up. So let's see, let's put those over here. And then this is one that I made the tiny envelope, and that's a paper clip. Maybe I'll separate the paper clips. Like that. Maybe that'll kind of resonate some kind of sense of order. And then this one, which I love. Only made like 2 of these, but I'm definitely going to visit that again. Here's the other one. And I have a video on that one. Here's like a pocket, so I'm going to put that over here as well. And I ended up doing like 10 or something of these little guys. So when I was off camera, I went ahead and did all my buttons and stuff like that and got all of those done. So they're ready to pop in a journal. And then I have some more of these. If you guys heard I forgot to mention, if you guys heard the goats crying outside, that was not a child, it was a goat. And they wanted Daddy to come out and feed them. So I try to tell you guys that because I did have someone mention that the children crying in the background was disturbing, and they were goats. They were not kids, or not children anyways. They may have been itty bitty goats. So I do try to mention that. And then here's another pocket, so I'll put that there. And this one goes here. These aren't really distressed, so I'm just putting them all in one little group. Here is my mason jars. So I added a key to this one. I'll probably still come back and put like a little ribbon in here, but several of you mentioned adding a key to it, and I think that's what it needed. So I'm going to try to pop this that in there. It's kind of getting full of paper clips. And this one goes right here. That's a ticket one, as well as this one. Okay, so maybe that's all I have. So see, I have plenty of room for more paper clips, and probably what I'll do is just fill this up until there's paper clips. And if I come across another little container like this one's only about 2.5, 3 inches tall, then I might stack it in here just to kind of keep things together. And I really want to fill this up. I think that'll be really fun. But, you know, I know this wasn't a very long video, but that's kind of how I store my paper clips. Oh, let me show you what else I have. I have this. This was a box. I think it was from my Fitbit, which I don't wear very often. But it has like a magnet, and I thought about, you know, decorating it or something. But right now, I put a partition kind of in here, and I store my little stamp booklets in here. That way, whenever I want something just tiny, and then actually I have to put this in here. And then I also put my little tiny library pockets in here as well. And usually my samples go in another area. See, that's a little tiny paper clip. There's a paper clip. Actually, they're all paper clips. I'll just leave them in here. Not all of them, but a lot of the manila ones are. So, and I keep, usually I'll put my samples in like my sample book, and then I'll keep that in here as well. And then just some little odds and ends that I want to use for smaller projects. These are a bunch of stamps, and maybe I'll try to combine them with my other stamps. And that's pretty much what I do for my kind of stash, how I organize, which I'm not the best at organizing, but you know, it works. And whenever I want, here's just a little let's see, what is that? It's like a, I totally forgot what it's called. A slide. It's like a slide cover that I decorated, and just I never did finish it. So, but you know, I just, anything that works so that I'm not digging through my craft space and looking for certain items, especially the smaller items, I just like to put them in one container, and it's light enough that I can pull this out when I'm working on a journal, and just decorate, pull from here and decorate and do whatever I need to do. And if I need to do a little bit more on a project or on a card or something like this one, it's like half started, so if I need to, I can just start working on that right away and stick it in my journal. So that's pretty much how I organize and keep everything together. I you know, I try to reuse boxes if I like them. These little guys, this one is really cute. I got this at a yard sale for like $1. I just thought that was cute. And then I think I got 3 of these or something. And then I have the little black, it's just a plastic one, maybe from the Dollar Tree or something, but more than likely it was probably from a yard sale or a thrift store, because that's pretty much where I shop. So I hope this helped you guys. It is the weekend, and I'm not doing a whole lot today or tomorrow on videos, but I wanted to get this up to you. Something I ate yesterday really made me sick, so I just now got around to waking up and getting this made for you guys. It's about 9 o'clock on Saturday, and we're still waiting on the snow, so I'm just gonna go rest, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. we will see you in the next video. And I would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. You guys have a wonderful day.